am so excited. You know, we say backyard business, and sometimes it's in my backyard. But now we're in Mark Sorrentino's backyard. The brass rail, the famous brass rail, been around for
91 years.
91 years, and unbelievable. You know, I'll tell you how far I go back. My family had meat and poultry business. I used to deliver to Phil's Barbecue, and of course the brass rail. That's all tied into the history. But now you're here in the farmers market, a beautiful, beautiful place.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you, first of all, thanks for being with us, and thanks for taking the time.
My pleasure.
And if you haven't been here, I've been here. Get here. I had I love chicken cheesesteaks, and I'm hooked on yours. But so now you have, you know, it's still a work, but you have a life too. And I always thought when you were at the brass rail,
yes,
on Lehigh Street, a lot of work all the time.
Yes, it's definitely a downside for me, and it's a good balance. It's a good balance of having a life and still doing a bang up business, you know, 3 days a week.
Did you always know that you'd be back, or was there a point in time where you said, "Look, I'm selling, and I don't have anything figured out. I'm going to catch my breath"?
Yeah, we definitely
when
had
I say
some
figured out. They no real defined plan.
The initial plan was to downsize, maybe do a steak shop. We investigated a lot of a food truck, but there's a lot of unknown there. So, and then this came up, and it was really a perfect fit for us. It really was.
Did you just bump into somebody? Did they approach you, or how'd that happen?
Well, part of it was, you know, we would come here, you know, once a week, and we would always run into like at least 5 or 6 regular customers of ours from Lehigh Street.
And would say to you, by the way, we would love if you'd come back. We miss you so much.
Yes, right? Yeah. A lot of people saying we missed you, and you know, we just thought maybe we should investigate this. You know, and working with Lori and Dan has been great. All the vendors have been wonderful, supportive. And it's just been a great experience. It's really a family atmosphere here.
I was here the first day you're open, and I saw about 5 different people that were from, I don't know where, like out of state. A lot of them that were, I don't know if they were here just for that reason, but I heard them say to you, "Hi, we came here from Minnesota," or some crazy places.
We get that pretty much every week. You know, there was just a guy here from Florida a couple of weeks ago. Actually, he was here during the hurricane, and he was probably losing his house while he was here at the stand, which was really humbling, but he was happy. Yeah. He was happy to be here. So
what do you, now that you're back in the game, as they say, what do you most, I mean, I see you behind the grill, so you're not, you've always been that way. You're not a office kind of guy.
No.
What now that you're back, what do you feel that you missed, or you're glad that you're back at? The people, or
you know, a lot of it is the people. You know, we're very fortunate to have the employees that we worked with.
Yeah.
You know, their family. They're back working with us again, and they're just a joy to work with. And of course, the customers. You know, seeing all the different, you know, lives you touch, and you know, when you're serving a product can be kind of humbling. You kind of tend to lose sight of that sometimes, but I definitely see it.
Were you around when your family had both Lehigh Street and Hamilton Street?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been, you talk about a commitment, that must have been totally insane.
Yeah, I think at that time we employed about 115 people for both places, and yeah, it was a lot.
Did you have to, so when you think of that, I mean, those 2 sites back in the day, the kind of numbers they were doing, of course, you know, profitability back then, or lifestyle back then, was a little different than today. It wasn't as, I'll use the term opulent, you know. Was it hard to, not hard because you're a planner, I know that, but you know, your economics have changed being here.
Yes.
Is it worth, I guess what the question would be is it economic shift worth the lifestyle that you got back, or the life you got back?
Is it worth it? Yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's been good. It's been good.
So it's almost really what you've always wanted all along.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good mix. It's a very good mix. You know, I love being behind the grill. It's my, a lot of people like to draw and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Making cheesesteaks is my form of art. It's I put a lot of thought and passion into every single one I make.
Are you the markets? I think you've helped. Have they told you that this portion of the market, because people are used to the upper portion, that's the most heavy traffic. But you've brought some people down this way. Have you heard from your neighbors here that, hey, thank you, you're bringing some activity down this way?
Yeah, I have, and honestly, Tony, that's what we want. I mean, we want the whole market to do well, not just us. There's so many great stands here. People are just so great. And that's what we want. We want everybody to do well, and we're glad we can help with that.
When you think of the history that you have, so it's in the product. So is your sauce like a secret recipe only you know, or do you have a couple of staff members that know it? Or?
Well, no, actually, our chef, who was on Lehigh Street, who's been with us for 35 years, he's back making the sauce with us.
Okay, so he knows it.
He's kind of semi-retired, but we're paying him to make some sauce, and so it's we wanted to keep the consistency, obviously, and obviously we had the recipe, but. I can't tell you that. You don't want to know what would have to happen.
Well, my family, when I was a kid, it's no longer around. My cousins, uncles owned the 4 chefs. So I thought it was great. I took a summer. I'm like, I'm making cheesesteaks and hot dogs. And that was really great for about a month. And I was like, oh, my God, get me out of here. It kind of, so that's what I always wonder, which I think is such a compliment to you. But you've had employees that were with you for 40 years? Is that possible? 30 some years? Or
50,
50 years.
Some even 50, yeah.
What do you think? Because look, this is not a high-end restaurant where you could say, you can sort of, you're working. I mean, they're hustling. What do you think was it about the family, not only the Sorrentino family, but your family, Brass Rail family, that hung on to people for 50 years?
Honestly, I think it's all about family. We treat them like family. It's got to be a two-way street, and obviously, but we'll do anything, for our employees. We care about them that much, and I think they see that, and I think they probably realize they can't really find that anywhere else. Some places, but
yeah. When you say anything, so family challenge or whatever, you're there, take care of what you need to take care of. Sure. And you said a two-way street, though, but you have business to do. So is it hard sometimes to find that mix? Or, again, if you've got someone for 50 years, 35, I see them around town because many of them found other places,
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, it's sometimes it's real easy to do, and sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to do, like I said. It's got to be a two-way street.
For those that are wondering, when they drive down Lehigh Street and see, I know they haven't taken anything down yet, but that's coming. It's going to break a lot of people's hearts because of longevity.
Yeah.
What is coming? Are you allowed to tell what's coming there? I think it's been in the paper, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay.
It's going to be a Wawa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's going to be probably a pretty big Wawa,
Yeah.
because it's more than just our property. It's the batteries and bulbs store and the vacant lot next to that. But yeah, it's going to be. Wawa is making a big push to build a lot of stores,
Yeah.
and the timing was just right.
Think of the market share they must have, because they have a store. It can't be more than a half a mile away, mile at the most, I would say, right down Lehigh Street.
Yeah.
But they're going to be able to maintain, I guess, both stores.
I'm not sure what's going to happen to the other store. I know the newer stores are able to sell the beer, which I think is a big thing for them. But
yeah, we'll see. That's kind of their thing.
It's not my call.
Yeah, that isn't your call. So what is your call? You're here. You're loving it. We're going to see you here for a
Extremely
long time.
happy. Yeah, we're very happy. We feel totally at home here. And we've only been open 9 weeks, and it's the market has a little bit of feeling like the Allentown Fair, a little because there's other vendors and stuff around. It's not just a standalone, store.
Do you like that camaraderie that you
Yeah, I
can
love
hang
it.
with other business people?
Love it.
What are you hearing from business people, by the way? I know I felt like business strong. I feel like the last year a little bit softer, and I had someone tell me in the market that they just had the best week they ever had last week. So what are you hearing?
Honestly, I've been more focused on this, so I really haven't heard a whole lot. I just I try and focus on what we do and not necessarily what everybody else does.
When you say what you do with the last couple of minutes I've left, how important, because you know this business, is quality to you? I mean, I know that's a loaded question, but fanatically, are you important? Is it?
It's extremely important. Like I said, I take a lot of pride in every single sandwich I make, and if something's not right with that sandwich in my hand, it doesn't go up on the counter. It just doesn't.
Have you had that? I mean, this business well enough where you're looking at it, you're like, there's no way this is going out the door.
Sometimes the roll will fall apart, while it's in my hand before it goes up. No, I'm not. Can't serve.
Any chance I could have any of those that you're not going to serve? I mean, if you could just text me, I could get over here in no time.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
What's different? That's what last question I want to ask you, because we always I drive by some of the fast food and I see how busy they are. And we hear so much about people are eating healthier, they want to eat healthier, but it seems like they still want to come back. I try to eat really healthy, but I kiddingly say it. I'm not saying this to patronize you. The one thing I'm not giving up is chicken cheesesteak.
Yeah,
that's my one cheat thing. So. Do you find even with the change, people still want that?
Yes, I mean, I don't think we would be here or be this busy if they didn't still want that. And there's some people who get it without the roll to try and be a little more conscious of calories or whatever, and we try to please as best we can.
Well, Mark Sorrentino, first of all, thank you to your family for how much time you've been in this community and the commitment to this, the people you've employed, and thanks for coming back. How was you were sort of out of everything for what, a year?
Actually, like 2.5.
Oh, wow, time goes fast. What was it like? What was the evolution? I guess phase 1 was catch my breath, and then phase 2 is now what?
We got to catch up a lot with my family, which was nice. We took a great trip to Italy for my first time, and that was fantastic. And it was good just to refocus and everything. But other than in the spring and summer and fall when I can play golf, I mean, the winters get kind of boring when there's nothing really to do but shovel snow.
But you needed that. For those that understand, sometimes in life, change is good.
Yeah.
I think you needed that.
Yes.
2 years was like, okay, I'm getting antsy, time to get back in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. This was quite a process. This was a whole build out and everything. So it took some time, a little bit longer than we were expecting. We were hoping to possibly open in May, and it got postponed, and, eventually it ended up September. But we love it, and we're extremely happy. We love our new home. We love the market, the people. It's just been great.
Well, the feeling's mutual.
Thank you.
You can tell by the community. Mark Sorrentino, the brass rail here at the fairgrounds. Get down here and eat a steak, chicken cheesesteak, French fries, whatever else you want. Backyard Business, thanks for being with us.